second spot. Both sides needing all 3 points to keep the pressure on Derry in the race for the FAI Harp Lager National League Championship. Here's how the teams lined out.
Shelbourne had gone 16 matches unbeaten since October before losing the 10-goal extravaganza here to Shamrock Rovers last Friday night. 2 changes in that side. One of them brings in Desi Baker for Dave Smith. He'll play wide on the right with Pascal Vodicant going to right back. Pat Scully, the influential centre-half, is suspended. His place goes to the former St Patrick's Athletic man Dave Campbell, who scored twice against Shelbourne in the 2 cup final matches last season, but has been used here more as a midfield man than a centre-half. Bohemians have had only 1 defeat in their last 8 matches, and that run has taken them into the quarter-finals of the Cup and back into second place at Shelbourne's expense. The top scorer, Derek Swan, has scored in each of the last 2 games between these sides. Bohemians unchanged from last week when they had a 1-0 home success over Cork City, and who should have scored in that? Derek Swan. This Dublin derby has an all-Dublin team of match officials led by John McDermott. The linesmen or assistant referees, John Ward on the dugout side and Joe O'Brien on the near. Bohemians in their change colours of canary yellow and blue. Tolka Park pitch obviously showing the effects of being home to 2 Premier Division teams. Shelbourne last week when they lost 6-4 to Shamrock Rovers were technically the away side. Bohemians, with both James Call and Robbie Best injury victims, have a rather unusual look about them at the back. The central defenders in this lineup are 2 normal wide players, Kevin Brady and Donald Browan, who had a long spell out through injury. Now Baker. Kagan stepping over it, so too, unfortunately for him, did Morley. Now it's Browan. And nice little shimmy beating Flood, and the flag has gone up. Free kick from Neville was not a particularly good one. Mullen away. And then Swan. Gaynor. Doolan. Tommy Byrne. Hustling and harrying by Shelbourne, and Bohemians not given time to settle. And a missed kick there by Dave Henderson. Into the crowd it went. Throw to Shelbourne. Sheridan. Rutherford. Sheridan again. Oh! And Gagan! Well, that was a close call. He was their top league goal scorer until Pat Morley's hat-trick last week. But Stephen Gagan, really well might he hold his head. He did so well to get in, left the defence for dead, but the shot just lacked the accuracy. Weren't able to bring it away. Hatman. Cut out by Neville. And Rutherford's onside. Gagan's through the middle, Morley arriving too. And Rutherford can deliver the good crosses. And he's found the head of Gagan, and Morley just couldn't get there. That's another miss by Shelbourne. Here's Baker, back for Vodicant. And Pascal Vodicant still going on. Gagan, and that's gone out. But a great attack that was by Shelbourne. Rutherford timed his run superbly, beat the offside trap. He 2 in the middle when he crossed, and the big ballooning cross found the head of Gagan, but Morley just couldn't connect with a knockdown. Slid through for Gagan, nice little flick off for Morley. Donald Browan's doing the marking job with Pat Morley, and I must say, so far he's been effective. Oh, here's danger, Swan's in, and he's pushed it wide. One of those things that comes right out of nothing. The big long clearance, and suddenly Swan was in the clear. And you'd back the top goal scorer in circumstances like that, but on this occasion he put it wide. That's a really good attendance for this Friday night Dublin derby. Aaron McGrath. Gaynor couldn't quite control it. It's Vodicant. Oh, Browan put it up in the air nicely for Gagan. A Gagan shot just wide, and it took a deflection. The defender recovered his error. Well, he was in command of the situation, Donald Rowan, or at least so it appeared. But when he went up to head it, he only presented it for Stephen Gagan. And Shelbourne's top scorer, well, he got the shot in, but Rowan had recovered. That's Campbell in the way. Now Sheridan and Vodicant. Sheridan again. Baker, Sheridan, Morley, and Sheridan once more. Good football this from Shelbourne. Baker trying the cross, rebounding for Brady. Corner. Well, that was well worked by Shelbourne. Some nice passing up the touchline. And they've got themselves a corner out of it. Sheridan with it. Campbell saved on the line by Henderson. Well, he had a little bet on himself in the cup final last year that he'd be first to score. On both occasions he won. Final and replay. I wonder, did he have a little wager tonight? Came close enough with that effort from the corner. Snapshot for the edge of the box, Dave Campbell. Saved by Henderson. Kagan and chase, and Henderson losing his footing and then having to head it away. Now Mooney. They all count, Dave, don't they? He's paid to keep him out, and it doesn't matter what part of him does so. Sheridan for Morley. Now it's Tommy Byrne. And we made a bit of a mess of that. But that was bizarre. Long ball played through for Stephen Gagan. Henderson was there to cover, and at the crucial moment he lost his footing. But he's paid to keep him out, and he did. Two number 5s together, but one of them's a centre forward. But it's the defensive 5 who gets it away, Dave Campbell. It's Derek McGrath, and he jumped at Morley. And the reason was that Morley was taking unfair advantage himself. The free kick's been awarded against the former Cork man. Taken quickly, in goes Gaynor. Goff's lost it. McGrath. He's got the cross there. Swan couldn't connect. Gaynor. Offside flag has been raised though. Tommy Gaynor has the goal ruled out. Well, they were in some difficulty there, Shelbourne. Derek McGrath's cross. Swan tried the effort. And Goff didn't cover himself in glory, but Gaynor, when he finished it off, was offside. Two strikers in there on the right. Warren Parks and John Ryan, and Shawnee Maher, teenager, still awaiting his first call to arms by Turlough O'Connor, centre back. Morley. Doolan. Swan's in this time, he's onside, but it was a tame enough effort at the finish. That was a good chance for Bohemians. Scored in the two previous meetings this season. Derek Swan knows he should have done better with that. Beat the offside trap, in on Goff, but the lob was ineffective. Byrne. Neville holding off Swan. Now Sheridan and Flood together. Sheridan involving Vodicant, who loves to get forward. Vodicant's cross, in goes Gagan. And Morley couldn't quite connect. The Bohemians get it away. Warren Parks about to make his entrance. And Tommy Gaynor's gone off. He makes his entrance with 13 minutes to go. And might conceivably be deemed a lucky omen by his manager, Turlough O'Connor. Like the manager, an Athlone lad. Here's Brown to take the free kick. It's Mooney. Oh, what a goal! Well, Brian Mooney pulls one right out of the top drawer and could well have sunk Shelbourne's championship challenge in the process. Donald Browan's free kick, superbly flighted into the box. He really is a marvellous strike of a dead ball. And when that came to Mooney, well, the finish was exquisite. Mullen. You have the impression of Alex Ferguson was managing Bohemians, he'd be apoplectic by this stage. But Turlough O'Connor relatively phlegmatic as injury time ticks on, and Shelbourne go in search of an equaliser. Pascal Vaudequin, Dave Campbell, Doolan hoofing it clear. A look at the watch from John McDermott. Still no sign that he's intent on blowing, or is there? Yes, there is, because that's the final action at Talca Park. And the question now needs to be asked, are there now only two? Bohemians keeping pace with Derry City. Turlough O'Connor's team winning thanks to Brian Mooney being swamped by the fans there. At the start of the season, this was not a centre-half pairing we'd expect to see, but Donald Rowan and Owen Mullen as close together.